Welcome to Planet Newsroom, your source for global developments that shape our world. Today's story takes us to the Middle East, where Syria is voicing sharp criticism of Israel following recent military actions. In an exclusive interview with CNN's Fareed Zakaria at the Council on Foreign Relations, Syrian Foreign Minister Asaad al-Shibani said Israeli strikes on Syrian territory after the fall of the Assad regime left the Syrian people, in his words, stunned. He argued that the attacks have made any discussions of normalization with Israel difficult. The fall of Bashar al-Assad's dictatorship last December, a close ally of Iran, triggered a major response from Israel. Israeli forces launched airstrikes on military sites across Syria and, for the first time in 50 years, deployed troops both inside and beyond the demilitarized buffer zone. Israel said the operations were meant to prevent chemical weapons and long-range missiles from falling into extremist hands, but al-Shibani countered that Iran-backed militias, including Hezbollah, had already left Syria with the late regime, insisting Damascus poses no threat to anyone in the region, including Israel. Instead, he accused Israel of obstructing Syria's attempts to stabilize the country, citing Israeli support for outlaw groups during violent clashes between Druze communities and Bedouin tribes earlier this year. The minister stressed that a strong and unified Syria would be good for regional security, and that will benefit Israel. Still, he admitted normalization efforts, including joining the Abraham Accords, which established ties between Israel and several Arab nations in 2020, are unlikely in the current climate. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told Fox News that the Abraham Accords remain resilient and strong despite the war in Gaza, and predicted the agreements will expand to include more countries. On the domestic front, sectarian violence continues to trouble Syria. Hundreds were killed in Latakia during a crackdown on Assad's Alawite sect in March. Further clashes broke out between Druze militias and Bedouin tribes in April and July, prompting Israeli strikes that Israel framed as a duty to protect the Druze community. Al-Shibani also welcomed Washington's decision to lift sanctions imposed on the Assad government, saying it was met with great support among the Syrian people. Earlier this week, Syria's new president, Ahmed al-Shara, made his United Nations debut, urging a full removal of sanctions, describing Syrians as having suffered injustice, deprivation, and oppression under Assad's rule. This latest exchange highlights the fragile state of Syria's recovery, the deepening divisions with Israel, and the complex role of international powers in shaping the region's future. For more global updates, stay tuned to Planet Newsroom.